It can be said that Africa is the motherland of human life and human art. The very first traces of human life and human art was founded in the Sand tribe of Africa. Although to an outsider looking in, it would seem like these are just simple cave rock arts, but to the San people, there were actually documentations of daily huntings, daily practices, and also religious ceremonies, which included the shaman and healers of the tribe. To an outsider, these just may look like costumes, but to these tribes, there's special head and dress wear and tribal masks that are used in special religious ceremonies and invocation ceremonies. These traditions are often passed down by the elders of the tribe, who are often seen as the authoritative figures of each tribe, seeing as they're the most knowledgeable ones. This narrative can also be seen in many African art figures. In many pieces, the men can be seen with large beards, which indicates that they are elder. Elders are often seen as authoritative figures in these tribes because with age comes knowledge. It all ties into the meaning of Sankofa, and many of these tribes also believe in order to go forward and have a thriving present, you would always have to know your past. There are also many statues of women with right breasts holding a child. This narrative just shows the importance of women and fertility in order to have a thriving population. Even in more contemporary African artwork, you can still see narratives of Sankofa. Many of these artists do so by using Africanisms of the past to create a whole new narrative, whether it be of present issues or hopes for the future. One example is in this painting, the woman is seen sitting down, and shadows of her ancestors can be seen painted in the background. Even in this artwork, you can see the woman sitting down. The reflection in the painting is staring at her longingly. These artists also use Africanisms to help educate and raise awareness to the issues that Black people have faced. Also, many of these paintings are meant to be uplifting towards Black people, just to give us that extra strength we have to get through.
How can I help you? I'm just checking out these artifacts. Telling me you're the expert. Ah, you could say that. They're beautiful. Where's this one from?
The Berber Ashanti tribe, present-day Ghana, 19th century.
For real? And what about this one?
It's from the Edo people of Benin, 16th century.
Now, tell me about this one.
also from Benin, 7th century. Fula tribe, I believe.
Nah,
I beg your pardon.
it was taken by British soldiers in Benin, but it's from Wakanda, and it's made out of vibranium. Don't trip. I'm gonna take it off your hands for you.
These items aren't for sale.
How do you think your ancestors got these? You think they paid a fair price? Or did they take it like they took everything else?
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
You got all this security in here watching me ever since I walked in. But you ain't checking for what you put in your body. All right, now,
In the African exhibit of the Metropolitan Museum, I noticed it had a large selection of various African tribes, statues, power figures, headdresses, and I just couldn't help but wonder, do they even know the true meaning behind these pieces? Many of those pieces that they have in that exhibit often held some type of importance that was dear and very essential to these African tribes. But however, me seeing it in the museum, it kind of made me think less of it. And I'm pretty sure people of African heritage feel the same way because you have it on display and you're looking at it as if it's something that is just made to be for entertainment. It's not. These statues and figures and traditional gowns, etc., they all had a purpose and a meaning to each African tribe. And I doubt any of these Western museum curators could even ever imagine or even try to imagine any how important this was. And I'm looking around at the other people in the museum who are just looking, and I noticed there were some Caucasian and Asian people who were like looking at these pieces. Some were laughing and some were just taking pictures, and they seem amazed, and I just kind of felt saddened because I'm like, little do they know how powerful and how strong these statues and how all these African pieces really are. And it's to conclude, I believe that what makes African art so African is the blood, the sweat, the tears, the passion that goes into making all these beautiful masterpieces. And the crazy thing is that many of these people, well, almost all of these pieces, they're not for the purpose of being in a museum. They're different purposes, whether it be for hunting ceremonies, coming of age ceremonies, religious ceremonies. Just by looking at these pieces, I felt very strongly, and I could kind of feel the culture through looking at the art. I believe that through the African life that's put into these objects is what makes it becomes art.